The year was 2008. Interscope Records released the debut album of Lady Gaga, and Geffen Records released To Date, the final album by Guns N' Roses. Amy Winehouse racked up 5 wins at the 50th Grammy Awards, Mariah Carey scored her 18th #1 hit with Touch My Body, and Leonard Cohen, Madonna, and John Mellencamp were among the 23rd group of inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Regardless, the most music-obsessed romantic comedy of the year features none of those acts on its soundtrack. But Ryan never saw it. Until now. This is Movies I Missed 2008, Episode 7, Nick and Norah's Infinite Playlist.
I'm Jesse Munoz.
I'm Ryan Miller.
This is Movies I Missed 2008, episode number 7. Today we are talking about the film Nick and Norah's Infinite Playlist, released October 3rd, 2008, with a running time of 1 hour and 30 minutes. I want to give a warning that we will be discussing all aspects of this movie. That includes spoilers. Nick and Norah's Infinite Playlist is a 2008 romantic comedy directed by Peter Solet, starring Michael Cera and Kat Dennings. It follows Nick and Norah, who cross paths during one chaotic night in New York City. Brought together by a shared love of music, they search for a secret show from their favorite band while dealing with exes, friends, and everything the city throws at them.
Hey, Norah.
Okay.
What are you doing?
You asshole!
Wait, you show up here with this gaylord? You're trying to make a fool of me in front of my boys?
Do you realize that I had to walk back to 10 by myself?
You weren't exactly by yourself.
Shut up, Gary.
So you're telling me this is over?
You're seriously over me?
Come on, no. Wait a second. Come on. You're still gonna give your dad our CD, right, aren't you? Come on, you know how hard we worked on that. You promised me. Oh, wait, it's all good. This doesn't concern you, Sal.
So anyway,
Ew.
Salvatore.
Oh, yeah? Oh, wait, what, you blew it with your own chick, so you gotta run around town playing beard with someone else's?
Push me again.
And what, your band of merry men will bone me to death?
That's it!
MoviesIMissed.com is our website. At Movies I Missed podcast is our Instagram and YouTube handles. You can follow us there. And we're available anywhere you get podcasts. So subscribe so you don't miss an episode. All right, Ryan, this was your choice.
Yep.
And what a choice it was. Strangely, it's like not available anywhere streaming. Like you can't get it on iTunes to even like rent or Amazon. It's not available anywhere. So if you want to watch this, you either have to get it illegally or get a DVD copy or something on eBay, which goes for like $1.50 or something. It's really cheap.
Yeah, I have a Blu-ray that I think I got on Whatnot for like $2.
Yeah. So it's just not available in modern day society, 2025.
That's so
society,
weird.
But
like doing movie podcasts where you like review films and stuff. Every now and then I run into something like that, and like this is such like a recent-ish mainstreamy movie. I can't believe it's like impossible to watch anywhere.
I think it's because of the soundtrack. I think nobody wants to pay for the licensing. So I expected going into this movie like, oh, it's going to have a really banging soundtrack because it's called Nick and Norah's Infinite Playlist. It's all about music. That's going to have some like banging tracks on this movie. And they did release a soundtrack for this, and I think it did okay. But if you look at the soundtrack, it's not a bunch of huge hits. So it's like pretty surprising. I thought, oh, this is going to just have like hit after hit after hit of 2008 like pop music or indie rock music or stuff that's going to be really out there. But it's got, here's the artists on it, and I don't even know who a lot of these people are. Chris Bell, Devendra Banhart, Bishop Allen, The Dead 60s, Taka Taka, The Submarines, We Are Scientists, Band of Horses. Have you heard of any of these bands?
I've heard of We Are Scientists.
It's got Vampire Weekend. That's a bigger band. That's like the biggest. I think there might be a Green Day song in the movie as well, but it doesn't look like it's on the soundtrack. But like the Real Tuesday Weld, Shout Out Louds, Richard Hawley, Army Navy, Marching Band, Rogue. Like I don't know, man. Like it's not like these are definitely indie songs, and or indie artists, but I thought that was going to be the reason why it's unavailable. And I mean,
I've heard of that kind of thing for television shows, where like if there was music in a TV show or like a song for like the opening theme of a show, like especially
years
in years past, it's like they would have the rights for like syndication, but then there was no concept that TV shows would ever be released on like home video or streaming way back. So that can cause problems. I've never heard of that really being an issue with a movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would be the case. I mean, every now and then there's just a weird movie like that like isn't available. But I have no clue why, and it really surprised me that this was one of them.
I couldn't really find a reason why it's not available either, other than it's just kind of sitting in between the distributors. Nobody's really wants to put the money or effort into putting it online, which is always strange because everything is available online. You think
not really, but usually mainstream stuff like this is.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, sure. There's a lot of things out there that you can't get, but this has got Michael Cera and Kat Dennings in it, right? Like they're not nobodies. So, what thoughts on why you chose this one?
Frankly, I've just wanted to see it for a long time. I like Michael Cera. I like Kat Dennings. Just the tiniest bit that I knew about the movie sounded interesting to me. I mean, I'm not.
The title is great. I love the title. I think it's a really good title. It kind of like intrigues you into what the movie's going to be about. I don't know.
For sure. I'm not ashamed to say that I definitely think that I am in some state of Arrested Development where there are a lot of movies like within recent-ish memory like Paper Towns or Me and Earl and the Dying Girl and some other films like that are about like, high school drama and whatnot. That I watch, and even though I'm in my 40s now, I still feel like a weird kinship to. And I always expected this movie to kind of fall into that camp, being about like high school age kids and, falling in love over one night in the city or whatever. I just felt like this was going to be an easy win for me with the cast and the subject matter and whatnot.
Did you know the premise of it being one night?
I knew that it was like a one night in the city kind of thing.
Okay.
I didn't really know like the concept per se, like the whole thing about, there's this really popular in like the indie scene kind of cool band called Where's Fluffy that it's like they have a secret show and all the cool kids in New York are running around the city looking for clues, trying to find out where the secret show is going to be and all of that stuff. I mean, that's kind of the backbone of the plot, but it's kind of like a plotless movie. It is just one of those like one crazy night, like they're trying to do something and then they get sidetracked and now they're over here doing this and now someone's lost and they're trying to find them and everyone just keeps running into each other coincidentally here and there. But just that vibe of like, two people potentially falling in love over the course of one night in the city is kind of what I knew. Based on the title, I always expected, I don't know exactly what I expected, but I thought it was going to be more like specific songs that bring them together or songs that like have meaning for like the particular moments, almost like, hey, we could build a mix CD based on like our experiences tonight or something like that. And that's not really a factor in the movie at all.
The playlist has nothing to do with the movie at all, which is a little disappointing. I thought music's the bedrock, right? Like it's about going to a band or see a show and Michael Cera is in a band and they love music. Her dad is a music producer. So there's like, it's the bedrock of all of it, but there's no like, I don't know. I thought like they're going to take moments and find songs that match it or I don't know, something.
Yeah, like a soundtrack to their night or something. It wasn't exactly that. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. That's just always what I thought it was going to be based on the title.
I did want an infinite playlist though. I wanted something because even in the beginning of the movie, it's like he makes these like really unique burn CDs for his ex-girlfriend with like covers and everything. And then that just sort of goes away after the beginning. I feel like that was kind of setting it up for it to be something. Like making her a mixed CD or something like that. Mixed CDs are just so funny, right? Because who has a CD player? Do you have a CD player in your car still?
I don't know. I don't think I do. I honestly don't know.
My car's old enough. It has a CD player, but I don't have any CDs to put into it. So
it's so funny that I spend like, an hour and a half in my car every day driving back and forth to work, and I can't even remember if I have a fucking CD player in there, because if so, I've never used it.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, so the movie's directed by someone named Peter Sollett or Soleil. I don't know if the T's are silent.
Yeah, no idea who this guy is. Don't even know what the movies are that we have written down here.
Yeah, so this was his second movie. He directed something in 2002 called Raising Victor Vargas. That looks like a super duper independent movie. Did something in 2015 called Freeheld with Julianne Moore, Elliot Page, Michael Shannon, Steve Carell. Never seen it.
Yeah, for all those names, I'm like, how do I not know what that is?
I don't even know what it is. And then in 2022, did a movie called Metal Lords, which was released on Netflix, written by one of the guys that created Game of Thrones.
I got nothing.
And then he's done a bunch of television stuff. He did something called Evil from 2019 to 2024, Almost Family, The Village. There's a bunch of stuff. Your Honor, which was that Bryan Cranston show on Showtime where he was like a judge.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He did a couple episodes of that. He's done a show called Elsbeth from this last year, which is a spinoff of The Good Wife. I couldn't tell you much about any of those. And he directed an episode of season 2, Peacemaker, which was not
I've heard of that
good. It was not a good season of Peacemaker. But I don't know if it's because of his direction in that one episode. More of the story was.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say probably not.
Yeah, I think he seems like a jobber, right? Like he comes in and directs television and probably gets the job done and makes a nice little paycheck and calls it a day. So not a lot to say about someone we don't really know much about or what his movies or television show work is. Like we listed all that stuff and I couldn't tell you a thing. The only thing I could tell you about was Peacemaker. Movie did star Michael Cera and Kat Dennings. In 2008, Michael Cera...
This is pre-Scott Pilgrim, right?
Pre-Scott Pilgrim and post-Superbad Juno. So Superbad Juno came out the year before. Both were huge hits. Scott Pilgrim came out 2 years later. Not a huge hit.
This is also pre-Thor, so I don't even think I probably knew who Kat Dennings was when this came out.
She was in... I knew her from 40-Year-Old Virgin. She was in that.
I mean, I had seen that, but right now, with a gun to my head, I couldn't have told you she was in it, like from memory.
She was also in, what's that TV show she did?
Two Broke Girls?
Yeah, but I don't know if that must have been after this, right?
I'm assuming it's after, but I have no idea.
Thor was 2010?
Yep.
Yeah, so 40-Year-Old Virgin was
2011.
Okay. Big Mama's House 2 she was in. Charlie Bartlett in 2007. The House Bunny, 2008.
Charlie Bartlett. Did we watch that for Sidetracked?
Maybe.
I think I saw that.
That has, what's his name? It's
Robert Downey Jr. in that?
Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. Anton Yelchin.
Yeah, Anton Yelchin.
He plays Charlie Bartlett. I think we saw that. I think we did. But doesn't really stick. So she's coming off all of that stuff is supporting, like I don't think she was the lead in any of these things. The House Bunny, she wasn't the lead in. Anna Faris, I think was. So this is probably her first lead part or co-lead with Michael Cera.
Yep.
She did a bunch of television, CSI, Sex and City, but again, these are all like ER. These are like 1 or 2 episode stints, so not the main part. 2011 was Two Broke Girls, which I've never seen an episode or anything from. So
likewise,
the big thing obviously was Thor in 2011. She was in Thor: The Dark World in 2013. She wasn't in Ragnarok.
Nope.
She wasn't in any of the Avengers movies. Did she come back it says she was a cameo in Thor: Love and Thunder, but I don't remember her in it at all.
Neither do I.
But I don't know. Thoughts on Michael Cera? Obviously you'd known him from Arrested Development before this, right?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'd seen Juno and I knew who he was.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Michael Cera in general. I mean, I feel like I haven't seen much with him these days. And it's one of these things where he's so, like, from the youngish age that he started, he so feels like this specific kind of person. It's just, like, hard for me to imagine him ever playing an adult in anything, So it'll be interesting to see his career even continuing to go forward. But, yeah,
he was just in
I like him.
Edgar Wright's The Running Man.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to see that. I've been sick here recently, and so I missed out on seeing that a couple of weeks here. I didn't want to be the guy coughing through the whole movie and ruining it for everybody. You can probably still hear it in my voice. I'm still trying to get my voice back.
I don't know if I would say you missed it.
That's what I understand, but I mean, I always want to see the new Edgar Wright movie.
For sure, yeah. And then Kat Dennings, do you have any opinions on Kat Dennings?
I mean, frankly, I really only know her from like the Thor movies and a couple other little things. So
yeah,
I like her in general. She's fine. Like, I have no distaste for her, I suppose.
No distaste, but I also have no like real affection for it. It's not like I'm like, yes, Kat Dennings was in this. I got to check it out. She's fine. Yeah,
I don't know, something about the two of them. I always wanted to see this partially because of them.
Yeah, I thought both of them were fine, perfectly fine in this movie. Like, I think they were fine. They have a little bit of chemistry. Before we get to the plot and stuff, we'll just go quickly over the rest of the cast list. We don't have very many people listed here. Alexis, how do you say is the D? I'm guessing the D is silent. Sienna as Triss.
Yeah.
She's the drunk friend, right?
No, she's the girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't know who she is. You got Strangers with Candy, Broken Flowers, and Fool's Gold.
I've seen Strangers with Candy. It's been a long time. I've never seen the other ones. Frankly, I don't know who she is. I was just writing down anything that I recognize the title of.
Yeah.
Same with Ari Grainer as Caroline, the drunk friend, honestly. Friend. Yeah. Because I've seen Youth in Revolt. I've seen Whip It. I think I saw The Sitter.
I haven't seen that, but I've seen The Disaster Artist. I've seen all of them. I couldn't pick her out of the lineup, though.
Yeah, no idea who she is outside of this.
And then Jay Baruchel is Nora's ex-boyfriend, and he's
kind of current boyfriend, kind of friends with benefits sort of thing.
Yeah, and he's been in a ton of stuff, especially the Judd Apatow things. Yeah, This Is the End.
And he's Hiccup in the How to Train Your Dragon animated movies.
Right. So he's got a pretty small part. It's mostly
there's a ton of other characters, but it's like nobody, like the bandmates who come and go throughout the movie and just other people they run into throughout the night. But for all intents and purposes, it's like a 4-person cast.
Yeah.
Of people that actually matter.
Well, yeah, because all those other people don't have any other credits. They're just random actors who aren't in anything else. So, all right, story-wise, it's Michael Cera has been dumped by his girlfriend who cheats on him, and he loves her and is in love with her and makes her these mix CDs. And he's in a band. What was their band's names? The Jerk-Offs or something?
I think so, yeah.
It's like 2 other gay guys. And
I'd never heard of this until I was rereading the synopsis on Wikipedia. I think they called it a queer pop band.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
but I think the setup is interesting for a movie like this, where he's like this lovesick, melodramatic, like music lover who, he was dumped by this girl who he probably never even really liked all that much, but they were dating for 6 months. And so he's got this like puppy love thing and thinks he's going to win her back by making these like super cool, hip, like indie mix CDs and like doing all the artwork and everything for them. And so he like gives them to her, and then she's just like so over him, I don't even care, and throws away the CDs. But Kat Dennings, who is friends with the ex-girlfriend Triss, she is kind of like this, like she finds it really
endearing.
Yeah, endearing that he's doing this for her. And so she like snatches up the CDs and is almost like living vicariously through how much he wants Triss back by like listening to them and getting into the music. So like she kind of digs him without even knowing him. And then like that one night in New York City, she's like trying to prove to Triss that like, oh no, I actually can get a guy. And she walks over to Michael Cera not knowing that he's Triss's ex and is like, hey, pretend to be my boyfriend for a second, like kisses him, not realizing it's like a weird love triangle thing that she's starting. Like all that I think is like a fun, interesting setup for this movie.
I think the first like 15 minutes of the movie is pretty entertaining, like kind of gets you into it. And then the movie drags for me, man.
I was the same way. It's tough with movies like this. There's a lot of movies like this. I never know what to call them, so I always just say it's like the one crazy night kind of movie where it's just like you ping pong around and there's no like firm plot. It's just like what crazy little encounter or scenario are we going to get into next? And like sometimes I think it can really work. Other times, it's just like one scene ends and you're just like, okay, whatever, what's going to happen next? And that's how I kind of felt with this one. It's like, I don't know if the characters weren't strong enough or, part of it is I said that I tend to have this ability to like really gel with these kind of, high school-y drama kind of movies. That I probably should have grown out of by now. But this one, something about like the music culture and everything of it, and everything revolves around music, and it's all these cool kids running around in New York running into each other at all these music clubs and things. I just found it really kind of, I don't know, douchey. I was not gelling with that stuff at all. And the whole like, oh, where's Fluffy? We got to find where's Fluffy.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. It's like whatever scene I was in high school was not this one.
Yeah.
And I just, how cool everybody fucking thought they were made me kind of not like the characters once it got into the rigmarole of the night.
I agree with that. I also feel like the movie was largely improvised. Like the dialogue felt very just improvised. It didn't feel written. And the problem being, I'm not opposed to improvised dialogue, and I'm not saying that it actually was. I'm sure there was a script. There's like people that can pull off improvisation a little bit better than other people. And to me, it just felt like Kat Dennings and Michael Cera did not have the chemistry together to pull off what felt like improvised dialogue. Because I don't know, the script is not great. The dialogue was pretty clunky, and it kind of goes back and forth on this like will they, won't they sort of thing. But they're not really invested in if they will or not. Like
they've just met one another. It feels like there's really no stakes.
Yeah.
If it was like some relationship that had been waning and like they won each other back over the night or something, it'd be one thing. Or if there was
even like there's no like instant chemistry. There's no like flash, like, oh my gosh, I'm super attracted to this person in a movie sort of way. You know what I mean? Like you instantly fall in love with them. Because Michael Cera is so hung up on his ex-girlfriend that he can't see the forest through the trees, right? Mm-hmm. And so it takes him forever to even realize that he might be interested in Kat Dennings. And by the time that happens, I'm like already pretty checked out of the movie.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so if the night ends and they don't end up together, like, okay, I don't really care. It's not like there's not some dire consequence. It's like, sure, you generally like both of these people, so it'd be nice if they got together because you can tell they'd be compatible. But like if they don't, okay, well, it's just like maybe they'll get together the next weekend or maybe something else will happen. I don't know.
There's a false sense of urgency through the entire movie. Part of it is finding her drunk girlfriend.
Yeah.
But Caroline. That happens and it's whatever. And there's nothing happens. And then their relationship, there is no real urgency other than they're telling us that there is an urgency. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. Mm-hmm. And I'm just gonna say this now. As I was watching this about halfway through, I'm like, I would just rather be watching a better version of this movie called Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Because it follows so many of the same beats. I mean, Michael Cera's playing Scott Pilgrim in the sense, like, he's a bass player in a shitty band. He falls in love with a girl, and they have like this sort of chemistry. But like everything is way more interesting in that movie than what is happening in this movie.
He has an evil ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, there's so many parallels. As I was watching, I'm like, oh, there's this parallel to Scott Pilgrim. There's this parallel to Scott Pilgrim. Oh, there's this. Even like the fact that this takes place in New York City, I feel like they miss out on really showcasing the city. There's a couple of scenes that are like kind of neat, that are actually shot in location.
Yeah.
But I feel like even Scott Pilgrim did that stuff better with Toronto than this movie did with New York. So,
and it's also like if you lived or spent a lot of time in New York, you'd probably notice how inaccurate a lot of stuff is. But at the same time, you probably would have recognized a lot more of the references and stuff. Like, I've heard of the Bowery Ballroom, and they mention that a couple times, and I think they go there in the movie. But there's so many things like little specific like corner hot dog shops and stuff like that I bet if you're a New Yorker, it's like fun references that you know. But like for me, I'm just like, okay, they could have made this up. This could have been any fucking city.
Yeah. And then let me ask you this. Is the big climax Michael Cera fingering her? Was that what happened?
I thought they were supposed to have had sex. I don't know.
He's still fully clothed, and she just pulls up her pants at the end.
Yeah, I mean, that's a movie thing, though. Like, I was assuming that they had sex. Maybe not.
It didn't feel like they had sex. It felt like he just took care of her and then called it a day. Like, as a thank you for introducing you to this, like, rich...
that's another thing. It's like, Michael Cera's in a band. He's fucking obsessed with music. And like this specific music that like her father like he spends all this time with her throughout the night, and it never comes up, and he doesn't realize that her dad is this like rich famous record producer who's like produced a bunch of shit that he loves. And then like the whole night ends with them going to the studio after dark because she can just get in because she is related to the guy who runs the place. And then like he's gonna he never actually does play a song, right? Like he goes into the booth with the guitar. And then before he, like, I thought that would have been a nice scene if he like played a song for her and it would have been like sentimental.
Like sure. When he plays Ramona for Ramona. Come on. Yeah. Something.
But then like instead it's just like they decide to do whatever they do, fingering or the whole 9 yards, whatever, on the couch. And then it's like they left the recording equipment on, so it's like her moaning, and I'm like, this is weird. Like, is her dad going to come into work tomorrow and find this? Like, I didn't really, like, why did they do that? Why anything played out the way it did? I don't know. And then they finally make it after that to the Where's Fluffy show on like some cool rooftop, and everybody they've run into through the course of the night is there. And it's another one of these things where I'm like, after they've been running around for so long, how fucking late, like what fucking time is it? Like, and everybody's still out and about in the city. It just, I don't know, it feels kind of ridiculous. Like an old man there. Well, okay, so by the time Where's Fluffy plays, is it like 5 a.m? Like, who has a fucking concert at that hour on a rooftop? And then it's like they're there. They leave before the show even starts, and it's supposed to be like, oh, well, their relationship means more than the show at this point, but I don't know. It just the whole thing was just so fucking, I don't know. Just
it's almost like a nothing burger of a movie. Like we've seen a million movies like this where it's like one day or one night, and these two characters fall in love, and you're on this little adventure, and something happens that makes them question whether or not they could be together, and in the end they get together, right? Like we've seen a million movies like this. You need chemistry between your leads. That's like number one. If there's no chemistry between the leads, a movie like this doesn't work. And while Michael Cera and Kat Dennings are both charming and both, are pretty charismatic on screen, I don't really care if they're together. Like they don't have enough chemistry together to make it like I really want I'm rooting for them to get together. Like if Michael Cera's kind of a doof, and
I feel like I just kind of don't like him in the movie, like his character. Like I kind of don't care if they get together because there's probably someone better for Kat Dennings or something. We're supposed to really give a shit whether or not he gets with her, and I'm just kind of like, I don't care if he does.
Right. And he's like obsessed with this one girl who clearly doesn't like him at all, and he can't see it. And maybe this is hindsight speaking because I'm, in my 40s now, and I've, been that dumb kid who didn't see it. But it's like, come on, dude, figure it out. I don't know.
And then even they have this like moment where, it's like a moment of weakness, and the ex-girlfriend gets in the car with him, and it's like now that he's potentially with somebody else, she wants him back or whatever. Yeah. And they like drive out into seemingly the middle of nowhere next to like a river. Again, I don't know the ins and outs of wherever the fuck they were in New York City. And then it's like supposed to be this powerful moment where he decides, no, I do want Kat Dennings. I do want Norah over Triss. And so he just packs up and leaves her. And I'm like, okay, I understand the purpose of this scene. It's like this, big moment for him. But then I'm thinking, he just left this innocent girl in the middle of nowhere in like New York City. Like, is she going to get fucking raped by a hobo under the bridge or something? Right. I don't know.
It is pretty messed up. Yeah.
It's just, the movie's like pretentious and tone deaf and douchey and obnoxious. And I really thought I was going to like it. And I ended up just like not really gelling with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what really really makes me upset, I would say, is the fact that there's just not a killer soundtrack. Like, again, comparing it to Scott Pilgrim, Scott Pilgrim has a ton of excellent music. All from like a lot of, it's got some big stuff from like the Rolling Stones, but it's got a lot of bands that I've never heard of, but I'd listen to that soundtrack to this day. I think it's still a solid soundtrack. It's got like one of the best songs of the year that year with Black Sheep by Metric. Yeah. And so there's this awesome just music layered throughout that movie. And this movie called Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist has some music, but none of it is like good or memorable or sticks in your head. Like, it feels like, man, they really didn't have the budget or something to get good music for this. And that's really unfortunate.
Or they just thought that they were way cooler than they are, just like pretty much all the characters in the movie.
That's probably what it is. Yeah. They thought, oh, this is
going to take off and all these bands are going to be like in vogue all of a sudden or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I don't know. They were wrong. For all, like, maybe they were all like kind of hip if you know kind of New York based bands or something at the time.
Maybe.
And it like made sense for them to be in the soundtrack or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But for me, it just didn't work. I wanted better music. And I'm not saying it has to be like top 40 hits, because again, Scott Pilgrim has a ton of songs that I'd never heard of that are by awesome independent artists. So, you know, I guess you need someone with better taste in the track listings like Edgar Wright. But
yeah. And this, I don't know, it ended up being one of those movies where as soon as it started to go downhill for me and I wasn't really into it, I was getting annoyed by things that I probably shouldn't have, just because I was kind of like you, just sitting there feeling like, oh, I have to finish watching this. Where like all the run-on jokes about his car and like just the convenience of how everybody's running into each other all the time, and like that subplot with the drunk friend missing, which was again just an excuse to have them running around. But like the shit with her gum, and like, okay, she's drunk, but who's really digging a piece of bubble gum out of like a shitty train station toilet and putting it back in their mouth? And it's just all of that stuff. I don't know. It's just like at some point nothing was really working for me.
Yeah. Did you ever laugh? Was there any humor? Because I couldn't find any like comedy, really.
I don't think so. The only time I ever really perked up is when I was like, hey, that's Andy Samberg as the bum.
Right. But even then, they kind of waste him too. So
I mean, he's barely in there. And it's funny, like, you know, watch the movie. You and I both listened to the Seth Meyers and Lonely Island podcast. And like I spotted Andy immediately. I didn't recognize Seth.
Yeah,
and then
he's
like
there.
Like what? Like the next episode after I watched this movie, they happen to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about movies that Seth is in. And I was like, oh, I didn't even realize he was in there. I saw Andy.
Yeah, he was the guy that thought they were in a cab and was trying to have sex with his girlfriend in the back of the car.
Yeah, I did not recognize him in that moment. But
he definitely looked a lot different, a lot younger. I was like, I remember leaning over Jenny like, is that Seth Meyers? Because it doesn't totally look like him, but yeah.
And I mean, his whole scene, he's just like fucking tonguing that chick that he's with. Like, yes. I don't even know if you ever get a straight on look at his face.
Yeah. That scene gave me a couple of chuckles. So it took our favorite podcasters to make us laugh.
I mean, I definitely think I enjoyed them talking about it on the podcast more than I did.
Oh yeah,
watching the movie. It's not. I don't know. It's not like the worst thing I ever saw, but this is one. It's not like Stigmata in season 1 where I was like, let's just throw a horror movie in here for the hell of it to review with Jesse. Like I legitimately wanted to see this.
Yeah, I had it on my short list too. Like if you hadn't picked it, I definitely would have for sure, because it's got cool people in it and it's got a clever title, and as we get to it, like pretty good word of mouth. The budget on this was $10 million. The box office was 33.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like this is a movie that I hear talked about a ton or anything. Like I know at least 1 or 2 people who are fans of it, but I mean, that kind of tracks. I don't know.
Let's see. It opened in 2,400 theaters on October 3rd. It grossed $11 million in third place behind Beverly Hills Chihuahua. And also opening Eagle Eye in its second, which was also opening, and then Eagle Eye in its second week.
So, okay, Eagle Eye is what I was seeing instead of this at the time.
Yeah, it was Shia LaBeouf.
Yep.
It dropped 43% in week 2, grossing $6.4 million. It stayed wide for 3 weeks, dropped to 1,500 theaters at the end of October, stayed in limited showing until the middle of November. So, tripled its budget, but you always got to factor in maybe like marketing and stuff. So it probably didn't make a ton of money. As far as reviews go, it's got 961 fans on Letterboxd. That means less than 1,000 people have it in their top 4. And it has a 3.2 rating on 92,000 ratings. So right in the middle. 74% in Rotten Tomatoes though.
Wow.
Helen O'Hara of Empire Magazine said, "The music's great, if predictable, and the talented young cast give it their all. We just wish that Sarah would try something new." 3 out of 5 stars.
We wish that Sarah would try something new? Like what else had he done before this that he's...
I don't know.
Maybe I could see saying that after Scott Pilgrim if you saw this movie first, but...
I guess maybe like the high schooler, like because he just played in Superbad the year before and Juno.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Love Struck. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with her.
I mean, he seems like a guy who's typecast.
Yeah. For sure. Dana Stevens of The Slate said, like Before Sunrise, gosh, I already don't like that review.
Yeah, I'm already questioning this. See, that's an example of it's not one crazy night, but just like the one night romance. That's
that
like
one's like incredible though.
That's like the zenith you reach for.
Yeah, that's the mountaintop. You don't compare it to that. Like Before Sunrise or the lovely karaoke bar scene at the center of Lost in Translation. Gosh,
that's why are you comparing it to all the best versions of this?
I mean, if you're going to compare it, at least give it a poor review, right? Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist captures the excitement of exploring a city with someone you barely know and really, really like. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like the movie's telling me that, but I didn't feel it.
It feels like they read the synopsis and then wrote that.
Yeah. Before Sunrise and Lost in Translation, those are like all timers, man.
Yeah,
This is like a footnote compared to them.
Not even close. Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times said, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist lacks some of the idiocy of your average teenage rom-com.
It does?
But it doesn't bring much to the party. 2 out of 4 stars.
It lacks some of the idiocy of your average teenage rom-com. Girl plucks gum out of a toilet and continues to chew it. Then Michael Cera fingers Kat Dennings in front of a microphone.
In her father's studio. Yeah. And records it. That's pretty funny. Tony Sidani of Letterboxd wrote, straight comfort food for my eyes. 4 out of 5 stars.
That's so funny. I mean, when Tony found out that we were doing 2008 for this season, the one movie that he specifically mentioned to me that he hoped we watched was this. So I know he's going to be heartbroken listening to this episode.
4 out of 5 stars. He thought it was comfort food. I don't know, man.
I know he loves it, and that's fine. I just, it didn't jive with me, like I said.
Oh, I just found it incredibly boring. Lisa Schwarzbaum of Entertainment Weekly said, the marvelous, magical boy meets girl in the city that never sleeps, romantic comedy Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist is a revolutionary movie disfigured as a familiar story.
Disguised.
Oh, did I say disfigured?
You said disfigured.
Disguised. I'm like, why did my sentence not make any sense? A-. She gave it an A-.
Glad you liked it, Lisa.
Yeah. And then we've got Leonard Maltin. Leonard Maltin gave it 2.5 stars. Does have Seth Meyers listed in the cast. Heartsick New Jersey high schooler Sarah still carries a torch for Dezina, but can't pretend he isn't attracted to Dennings, whom he chances to meet during a night on the town in New York City. Alternates between sweet, sincere moments and self-conscious artificiality. At its best, capturing the atmosphere of the city at night, aimed squarely at teenage audiences, at a teenage audience based on a novel. I feel like he doesn't really like review it more than just gives us a synopsis.
Tells
of
us
the
what
movie.
it is.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen.
No.
You know, to use like a Triple Threat Theater's quotes, I wouldn't toss it in the sun, right? Like it's not a terrible movie. It's almost worse than that because it's so like uninteresting. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's so middle of the road. It's so bland. It's so forgettable that I mean, it's problems.
For me, it's like, it's not terrible. It's not like an awful movie or anything. I think this is just a case. I mean, it's kind of the conceit of this show where we're supposed to be watching things we've always wanted to get around to. And I mean, so 2008, so this is like going on 20 years I've wanted to see this movie, and it just didn't live up to like the reasons I wanted to see it. I feel it's like I'm not mad, I'm disappointed kind of situation.
Sure, yeah. I say that all the time to my kids.
That's not a good thing.
I'm just kidding. All right, for awards, we got some satellite awards. I had to look up what the satellite awards are. Are you familiar with the satellite awards?
Sounds like science fiction awards, which I'm assuming can't be it. Is it music related?
The satellite awards are an annual awards given by the International Press Academy that are commonly noted in entertainment industry journals and blogs.
If you say so.
So I guess kind of like the Golden Globes-ish. So this movie had some nominations. Nominated for Best Film, Best Actor, and Best Actress. So
wait a minute. So I don't know what the International Press Academy is, but unless the Satellite Awards is like this is like the Teen Choice Awards or something. How in God's name are they nominating this for Best Picture of the year?
I'm going to have to pull it up because it is crazy. So the International Press Academy is the American Association of Professional Entertainment Journalists, representing both domestic and foreign markets in print, television, radio, cable, and new media outlets. Members have annually been giving what are known as the Satellite Awards since January of 97.
But do you see what I'm saying? If it was a niche award, like, hey, we give awards for like, good use of music, or like bringing awareness to the art of music, or if it's like the Teen Choice Awards kind of thing, and it's like all about young people in movies that like high schoolers like would be appealed to or something like that, I can understand because it's young people falling in love and running around the city, and it's like very music forward. But like, if this International Press Academy is just generically, it's just like entertainment industry journal people, how in God's name does this movie, with everything else that came out that year, deserve even if it's the musical and comedy category, how does it deserve a spot?
That's like, the thing. They have two categories for best film drama, best film musical, and comedy. So the nominations for best film musical and comedy are Vicky Cristina Barcelona, which is a Woody Allen picture, Tropic Thunder, In Bruges, Choke, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, and the winner was a movie called Happy Go Lucky, which I
feel like I recognize that title.
Haven't even heard of. Sally Hawkins. Similarly,
if you're nominating Choke as one of your best movies, it must have been a rough year.
Yeah. So that's how it was nominated for musical comedy. Dramas were Slumdog Millionaire, Frost Nixon, Frozen River, Milk, The Reader, and Revolutionary Road. So it was nominated for Best Picture, Best Actor in Motion Picture Comedy, Michael Cera, and Best Actress, Kat Dennings. And I think those were all nominations. Let me just double check. I don't think either one of them won.
I just find it hard to imagine that there weren't like 6 better musical and or comedy films in that year than this. But
so Ricky Gervais won for Ghost Town that year. Also nominated Josh Brolin for W, Brendan Gleeson for In Bruges, Sam Rockwell for Choke, and Mark Ruffalo for The Brothers Bloom. Sally Hawkins won her category for Happy Go Lucky. Catherine Deneuve for Christmas Tale was nominated. Kat Dennings, Lisa Kudrow for Kablooey.
That's like a super indie like dramedy.
Yeah. Deborah Messing for Nothing Like the Holidays, and Meryl Streep for Mamma Mia. So
all right, Satellite Awards, you do you.
Yeah, it got some nominations. It feels like feels like they nominate stuff that not the biggest stuff, the stuff that people were like, yes, I'm nominated for something. I don't know. MTV Movie Award for Best Breakthrough Performance Female was also a nomination for Kat Dennings. So
now, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's like a niche award. I can understand them with that one.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't even know if they still do the MTV Movie Awards, but I couldn't tell you.
No idea.
So as far as notes and impact, I do have the Lonely Island and Seth Meyers podcast hosts, Andy Samberg and Seth Meyers, make a cameo. Thought that was important that we discussed that. Favorite part of the movie. It's based on the novel of the same name, written by Rachel Cohen and David Leviathan, which was released just a couple years before 2006. And in the book, Nick sees his ex-girlfriend in the bar and asks Norah to pretend to be his girlfriend for 5 minutes. That's how they meet up. So they switched it in the book. But the book follows.
So does Norah even know who he is, I wonder?
I don't know. Reading through the plot synopsis, it sounds very similar. I mean, they follow her drunk friend through the city and things like that. But yeah, the authors of the book also worked on the movie as well. So probably helps it maintain a similar feel and tone. Yeah. You got anything else about this movie you want to talk about?
Nah, I mean, I feel like all we've done is dump on it. And I don't want to make it sound like it's the worst thing in the world. I can't say it any other way. It just didn't jive with me.
Yeah. All right, so the question is, Ryan, did you miss Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist?
No. Like, I kind of wish that it, like, as much as I'd always wanted to see it, I kind of wish I just never got around to it because...
Man, that's almost worse. It's better in your mind of what it could have been than what it actually was.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely better in my mind than the actual movie was. But now it feels like it's, like, tainted. And, like, I blind bought the Blu-ray, like I said, at some point, and just, like, now, it's just going to sit on the shelf and I'll never watch it again, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Unless you want to come over and watch it with me in my movie room, Tony.
I need to fall asleep or take a nap on it.
Yeah, if Tony wants to come visit and watch it with me, I guess I'll
Sure.
watch it with him.
I didn't miss it either. It's not terrible as you're saying, but it's just so lackluster. It's so forgettable. Like, it's just, as I was watching the movie and I kept thinking I was watching Scott Pilgrim instead, which I did watch after that, by the way. I just kept thinking like, man, I've got nothing to say about this nothing burger of a movie. Like it's just missing all of those things that I want from a movie like this. Cause I like movies like this. Before Sunrise is one of my favorite movies. I think the movie is excellent. So I can get into sappy romantic comedy stuff or romance things that are just like a boy and girl meet and fall in love. I think that stuff works when it's done well. But the chemistry just doesn't really work. And I think the biggest thing is that they needed to make Michael Cera more likable.
Yeah.
I think you hit it on the head.
Can't win them all.
Yeah, can't win them all. 2008's kind of turning into a rough year. I feel like we've had some good movies, but it feels like, man, we really watched the best of the best already. And we haven't found a lot of like hidden gems, so to say, I would say.
Hey, you picked this year. This is on you.
Yeah. It's just a guess, right? Like that's the whole premise of the thing is we don't know what we're going to get. All right. So that's going to do it for Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. Come back next week for the film titled Hunger.
Yeah, come back for it.
Steve McQueen's Hunger is what we will talk about for probably a good 2 hours next week. So lots to say about that movie. We'll see. Until then, I'm Jesse Munoz.
Ryan Miller.
Be hungry for hunger.